Hi! First of all, I know. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel if you haven't been here before. And if you haven't been here before, of course, please subscribe to be a part of the bilingual family. That is mostly me trying to attempt to speak English, and I almost forgot my sentence. It's time for another round of my empties. I have a bag full of empties again. They're done. The first one is the Cerave SA Smoothing Cleanser. So this is a product that I finished up very recently. I'm sad to let this go because it was actually a cleanser where I did notice that it was really good at getting rid of my makeup that I have on my face, like very extreme makeup even. And it's also one of those cleansers that doesn't dry me out too much. So I really like this one. And during the time that I was using this, my skin has been really clearing up. Like I don't have a lot of acne breakouts anymore, like very big ones, I mean by that. Yeah, so I've been cleaning my skin with this. It was really nice. Unfortunately, I will not be repurchasing this because Cerave is not cruelty free. Then another one from Cerave is the Hydrating Cleanser. This wasn't anything special in my opinion. It wasn't necessarily a hydrating cleanser, I would say. It was more a cleanser that was very gentle on my skin, that wasn't as stripping, for example, as this one. So it wasn't hydrating in the sense that it really hydrated my skin, but it was very gentle on my skin. And again, I won't be repurchasing it, so it's empty. I'm glad it's empty, but I won't be repurchasing it, and I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of it. So then we have something for my hair. This is the Garnier Fructis Papaya hair food. If I disliked one product the absolute most in this bag, it was this one. I hate the smell of this. Like, I used the banana one before this one, and I love that one. Banana smell? Yes, please, thank Lord, you know? Not the Lord, doesn't exist. Anyway, but this papaya one was so obnoxiously fragrance. I can't even describe it to you. It was more like a rot papaya, like a rot papaya that went off. I can even smell it right now. It's just absolutely I did. This one was pure trash. I actually have a few other cleansers. The first one is one of my favorites, you know it. It's the Garnier Skin Active micellar water, and this is the one that has the oil. I have two of these. This is just one of my favorite micellar waters / cleansers kind of type of product ever. Also, Garnier is cruelty free right now, so I will be able to repurchase this, and I'm so glad that they are cruelty free. And the oily part in this product really gets rid of intense makeup. Like, it just melts it off your skin, and it also doesn't dry out my skin too much. Then we have this product. This is the Diadermine. Diadermine? How would Americans call this? I have no idea. And this is a cleansing milk, Beauty Express 3-in-1 with glycerin and panthenol. All skin types. It was fine. I was happy when it was done. It was fine. It wasn't necessarily anything mind-blowing or mind-cleansing. It was fine. End of story. I really like this one. This is the Essence Hello Good Stuf 3-in-1 face mist with watermelon extract. The scent of this was really nice. It was kind of like a sweet candy kind of watermelon scent, so a really pleasant smell. I'm very sensitive to scents, so when I like a scent, I actually really like a scent, and you know, it's not overwhelming. Yeah, I went through this really quickly. It had a very fine mist, and I really like that, so I think I will be repurchasing this. I have a few mascaras that I emptied. To be precise, 6 of them. Yves Rocher is a brand. I don't know if this is known to anybody, but this is something that I got. It was nice, nothing mind-blowing. I have other mascaras that I like a lot more. It's the Sexy Pulp Noir Extreme mascara. Nah, didn't really do a lot for me personally. Then we have the Catrice Eyeconista High Volume High Care Mascara. So this is supposed to be like hemp seed something with hemp seed oil. Caring's hemp seed oil. Again, kind of a disappointing mascara. It didn't really give me a lot of length. It didn't really give me a lot of volume. It was a very natural mascara. This was just a little bit harsh on my eyes in the sense of the brush was sometimes really painful. So I didn't really care much for this mascara. It was okay, but it was nothing, you know, revolutionary. Same thing with the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes. This says that it's smudge proof, volumizing and defining. It was defining and that's it. It wasn't smudge proof. This smudged on me like in a matter of a few hours, I would even say. It wasn't very volumizing, it wasn't very lengthening, it was okay. I found out that I'm actually pretty tricky with mascara. So this is the Catrice Lashes to Kill Ultra Black Mascara, 14-hour volume. Again, same thing. Didn't really give me a lot of volume, didn't really give me a lot of length, didn't really give me a lot of curl. Kind of underwhelmed by this one as well, but it's empty, and by empty I mean it's dried up. Like, it's so dry that you can't use it anymore. In the end, we have two mascaras left. These are the Essence Lash Princess ones. The red one was okay. I did like the volume that it gave my lashes because it actually gave them some volume, but the waterproof version was so clumpy. Like, my lashes would clump together at first application. I was like, what the hell is this? We have emptied the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. Finally. My goodness, I like the formula of this. I like how glidey it is, but it has enough grip to stay in place, and it doesn't, like, it's very long wearing in that sense. But the shape of this is kind of like a triangle. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. So the shape of this is kind of like a triangle, and that makes it so incredibly hard not to get blocky brows. And I have to say, I'm really happy that this is finished because Benefit is also not cruelty free, and I've discovered my mixed brow tint pen since then, and that has just been revolutionary for me. I really like that one. I have another mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. Now, this was a mascara that I really did like. I love the way that it made my lashes look like very voluminous and very, not necessarily very lengthening, but it gave them the amount of length that I really want from a mascara. So yeah, I went through this quite quickly because I noticed that this dried up really fast, and that was something that I found really disappointing, the fact that it was dry so quickly. I finished up 4 concealers, which is not surprising for me. I go through concealers pretty quickly. I have the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer. This is what it looks like. This is it, okay? This is such a good concealer, especially from the drugstore, and it reminds me a lot of the Kosas Revealer concealer. This one is a little bit more thin in formula and a little bit less like creamy and thick. I would say thick in like a whipped formula, not necessarily thick as in really heavy, you know, if that makes any sense. And the finish of this is everything that I want a concealer to be. So this is definitely one that I am going to repurchase as soon as possible because I absolutely love it. I would say that there seems to be not as much product in here as in other Essence concealers because I went through this quite quickly, I would say. Another concealer, as you can see, that is completely finished. The bottom has completely dried up. I tried to clean that and it was like impossible, so that was a little bit weird. But this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It has a satin finish, it's very high coverage, and I would say that it's almost too hydrating. Yeah, this is just a little bit too hydrating for my liking. It was creasing really quickly. It's also a little bit too high coverage for my liking, so I found that I was really like putting a blank canvas underneath my eyes, which is something that a lot of people really like. So yeah, it was a nice concealer, but unfortunately not really my cup of tea in the end, especially compared to other concealers that I really love. This is not something that I will repurchase. Then we have the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Concealer. This is, I think, the second or third time that I empty this concealer. And I have mentioned it quite a few times, but this is the concealer that I really like if I want something that is more on the satin slash like satin matte side. So something that isn't as hydrating or as creamy or as luminous as other concealers. So that's when I go for this one. There are days that I want something that isn't as hydrating, especially when my base in itself is already quite luminous. So then the final one that I finally use up is obviously the Kosas Revealer concealer. I don't really have to say much about this anymore. I think this is just a concealer that I love so much. It is medium to full coverage, but full coverage without being like cakey or too makeupy. It really feels like an eye cream, which it is said to be. It's like an eye cream and a concealer in one. Very creamy, not too creasy. Next up is the Fenty Beauty Soft Silk Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. So you can see, completely empty. Pretty proud of that, might I add. Primers, man, I don't know what to think of primers. There's another primer that I have in my hand right now. Primers just give me a really good moisturizer as a primer or something like that. But so this one was nice. I'm happy that I used it. It was fine while it lasted, but it's not something that I will repurchase immediately. And then same thing with the Essence Hello Good Stuf face primer with Caring Hemp Seed Oil again. This again was something, it's a primer. I didn't really like it. You can see it's empty. And I also found that towards the end it was starting to irritate my skin a little bit more. Feel like it was maybe going off because it's more natural, and natural products apparently tend to go off sooner. Now, the whole debate about clean beauty is something that I really want to talk about because I have some thoughts about clean beauty. Same thing here, it's a primer, it did something, but it wasn't significant. I'm not wowed by it, so it's fine, you know, it's fine. Another product from Essence that I finished up is the Hello Good Stuf Milky Face Moisturizer. Now, it doesn't look as if it's empty, but it actually is empty. This is something that I really like. It's more of that moisturizing kind of thing. It's like a moisturizing serum, and I really liked how gentle this was on my skin. I really just liked the way that it looked underneath makeup, and it hydrated my skin really nicely. I would say that this is more of a summer moisturizer for me, or like a spring to summer moisturizer, because it isn't too thick or heavy. Something that I'm so happy that it's finally done is the Pure Gentle Moisturizer. This is a fine moisturizer, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's more catered towards oily skin, because this dries down almost matte in a way. Like, it isn't very hydrating or moisturizing for me. So I think this is more catered towards oily skin, but it was fine while I used it. Another skin product is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant with Salicylic. So this is what it looks like. This is obviously the mini size, and that's fine by me. I like mini sizes. When I used it, I actually really liked how my skin looked, and I think this is a product that I definitely will repurchase. My skin felt a lot more smooth, and not smooth as in looking smooth, but as in feeling smooth. Like, I didn't really have a lot of flakiness. I didn't have a lot of dry patches, which I actually really liked. So this was a product that I think I will definitely repurchase in the future. And then this is a mini that I already went through. This is the Emma Hardy Moringa Cleansing Balm. Let me show you. It's empty. Ta-da! And I like this so much that I'm actually thinking of like picking up a cleansing balm for the first time in my life. It was such an easy way to remove makeup, and very efficient as well. Like, you put some in your hands, you do like this, and it's basically all melted. So I think I'm gonna get on like that train of like cleansing balms because of this. So it was a really nice experience, and I'm glad that I got to use it. And then we have two lip products. Can you believe it? And it also doesn't really smell that great anymore. So this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in Fenty Glow. I have a new one. I got it in a set, and you know, this is basically empty. I was trying to get some product out of it, but it wasn't really smelling nicely, and there wasn't a whole lot coming out of it anymore. So I decided to empty this, and it's gone. Another one that you can clearly see that is empty is the Nabla Shine Theory Lip Gloss in the shade Champagne Supernova. For a really long time, this was my favorite lip gloss. And for what it's worth, it still is one of my favorite lip glosses. I really like the formula. It's like a thick kind of lip oil jelly kind of formula. It's really nice, and I really enjoyed the shade as well. Finally, two more products. I have the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream Intense Hydration for Dry Parched Skin. So this is what it looks like. It's empty, guys. This beautiful. I will repurchase this for the winter. I am not completely sure if they are cruelty free, so I will have to check that. But if they are, I will definitely repurchase this one. This was so moisturizing. It wasn't necessarily hydrating, but it felt like really moisturizing, and I felt like it was really locking in the stuff that I put underneath, and it really kept me hydrated for an entire day without feeling heavy or like too suffocated. So this was a beautiful one. I really like this one. So those are all of my empty products. Makeup, skincare, and some hair care, not too much. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like or a comment down below what you want to see next. I really hope you enjoyed this video and all of my empties, and I will probably see you in 3 months, because every 3 months I have some products that are empty. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!